What is up, guys? Thank you for stopping by. You've got Redonk from redonkulosgaming.com, and welcome to our first ever L2P video of our episodic video series for Pokken Tournament DX. This first post is going to be on the overview of Blaziken as a playable character. We're going to be doing these for every single playable character for Pokken Tournament DX for Nintendo Switch. Keep in mind that if you are not exactly new at this game, these videos may not be helpful for you. They may not be exactly what it is that you're looking for. This is meant to be, if you're someone who has never played these characters before, or you just want to see how to play them, or maybe even how to beat them, these videos could be for you. So keep that in mind. By no means are these expert pieces of advice. This is 100% about you getting accustomed to a character that may seem foreign to you. So first, let's get into the overview of Blaziken. He's got a health pool of 600 HP. This is pretty much standard. There are some with a little bit less. We'll get into that in some of the other videos. And the type of Pokemon that he is within this game is standard. And now, this is not like a normal Pokemon game. If you're a fan of the overall Pokemon series, that the types actually have strengths and weaknesses, and you can play against each other and really take advantage of the strengths or weaknesses. Every Pokemon is just as potent against any other Pokemon, but the play style is deemed a standard play style. The ease of use for this Pokemon really strictly comes down to your ability to execute combos and really your ability to get into dual phase. So let's talk a little bit about that. Dual phase versus field phase. And as I mentioned, you're very combo heavy with this Pokemon, so what you want to do is try to get within dual phase to make executing combos that much easier for you. So the sooner you get into dual phase, the sooner you can start to dominate with Blaziken. So you're going to want to work to get into dual phase to help execute your combos. You're going to utilize your glide when you're in the field phase, which is just jumping in midair and then holding R to move around. It's great mobility, and then from there you can always execute a midair attack or glide on down, hit that X button, hit that Y button, and knock him into dual phase. So jump and hit X to knock your opponent into dual phase, and then ultimately once you're in dual phase, you're going to want to put distance between you and your enemy with an up A, and you're going to hold that, and that's going to knock him back for you. So you're going to utilize your grab attack, but you also don't want to use that as a crutch. Grab can be great, it just has to be timed properly so that it isn't ultimately comboed. So if you've got somebody who's just sitting on their shield, feel free to try to grab them, but just keep in mind it can be countered easily. So you yourself need to get ready to kind of turn that around on them, or at least take advantage of the separation that's going to be caused by their grab. So let's get into combos a little bit. So there's a couple that are a little bit easier to execute. You've got your down plus your X button and then X. And then you're going to follow that up with an up plus an A, and you're going to hold that. That's your easiest combo to execute within any really phase of the game. You can even do that in the field phase if you're feeling really comfortable with the character. The one that I really like, and this is one that's harder to execute, and the reason why I like it is that you do not have to execute it perfectly, because there are different variations that you can ultimately spin this into when you're against a live opponent. So you'll see it a couple times here in the gameplay, but overall, you just hold, or you hit up and Y together, and that's going to knock your opponent up in the air for a second, and then you're immediately going to hit Y and hold that. Yeah, it's going to make you perform a downwards kick that bounces your opponent up in the air, and then while you're in midair, as you're kind of recoiling from that move, you're going to hit R and then Y immediately, and you're going to kick the enemy in the middle of the air, and then as soon as you land, forward plus A is going to make you punch them and keep them up in the air, and then forward plus Y, and then immediately X. And that's going to make you perform a backwards kick that is ultimately going to be your finisher for that combo. Now, you can do other things. If you don't necessarily land that last little bit, that forward Y, and then the X button, you can do other things like a fire spin, hold that up A if you've got the opponent still up in the air, and really kind of boost that so that the fire spin is ultimately just a dominating fire spin. You don't necessarily always get off clean when you try to do it in the normal field of battle. So while you've got your opponent up in the air, that should give you plenty of time to perform it. Now, let's talk a little bit about Mega Evolution and synergy in this game. So the strength of this Mega Evolution for Blaziken is really average. There's really nothing that makes it stand out as one of the stronger Mega Evolutions or the Synergy Burst in the game. The speed increase, which enables you to finish battles quickly, is really the key thing that stands out. So not even ultimately the finisher, it really just comes down to that speed increase, and if you are able to use your Synergy Burst at a different time other than your enemy, obviously you're going to be doing a lot more damage because that opponent is not in their Mega Evolution within their Synergy Burst, then you're going to be able to do more damage. So a lot of people will use their Synergy Burst when their opponent uses it. You'll see we're guilty of it here a couple times ourselves. And the reason for that is you don't want to take as much damage if you do happen to get hit by a finisher. So you can use your Synergy Burst as kind of a defense tactic, and then if you time it correctly, hopefully they use their finisher, you're able to block it, and then you can go ahead and follow up with your finisher. Now, the overall finisher is average. So the finisher move, for those of you who don't know, you hold LR when you've got your Synergy Burst full. That causes you to Mega Evolve, and then you hit LR again together, and that causes you to execute your finisher. And the finisher by itself is just okay. It does not do anything out of the ordinary. It does not do anything that is going to just absolutely dominate your opponent. But as I mentioned before, Blaziken is a very combo-heavy character. So the best way to execute the finisher with Blaziken is to actually couple that with a combo. So while you have your Synergy Burst active, you're going to want to be in midair, and you're going to hit RY. That's going to cause you to kick your opponent in midair. When you land, Y, and then right as you're about to kind of land that last punch with the Y button, hold LR to perform your finisher. And that is going to make it so much more potent. It's going to make it so much more lethal, and you're going to wish you had done it the whole time. So kind of keep that in mind. Again, that's midair plus Y, and then LR. So you're going to kind of cancel that last punch with LR to perform your Mega Evolution finisher. So that is, in a nutshell, the best way to utilize your Synergy Burst. Now, in terms of cheer command that we recommend, if you are not comfortable with this character yet, just stick to the standard cheer. It's everyone's go-to. It's comfortable. We're used to it. Once you are comfortable, though, feel free to use the support-focused cheer. And that is assuming that you're properly timing your synergy gauge. So the school of thought behind this is that if you win your first battle without utilizing your synergy gauge, you can then dominate the second battle with the combination of combos and then your combination synergy gauge. Plus, obviously, the finisher involved in that. So keep that in mind. So use standard cheer until you're comfortable, and then once you're better at timing your synergy gauge, your synergy burst, go ahead and switch over to the support-focused cheer. Now, in terms of support Pokemon that we recommend, the legendary Yveltal and Latios are a good combination, or Mismagius and Ninetales. So let's talk a little bit about Yveltal and Latios first. Yveltal deals an offensive blow with the ability to eliminate Synergy Burst. Okay, so that's the negative effect on the field, and it has a slower charge time. So you're probably going to want to kick off with Latios to start, so that you have probably a full support cheer in the second round with Yveltal. Latios, on the other hand, deals an area of attack that reduces opponent movement speed, and it's only a one-time use per round, and it reduces the opponent's defense. So take advantage of that. That's why you want to utilize Latios early on in the beginning. You're gonna get the perk of reducing the opponent's defense so that your combinations that you land are that much better off. And then Yveltal, follow that up in the second round and hopefully finish off your enemy there. Now, in terms of the other combination, Mismagius and Ninetales, Mismagius boosts your attack for lethal combos. So again, makes your overall potency for your attacks and for your combos. And then it deals a slow attack that moves forward. So you're going to have to position the enemy in a good spot to take advantage of this one. The overall perk here, though, even if it misses, is that your attack should be boosted. Ninetales should be used if you lose the first round and you need to keep distance between you and your opponent. So while you are a fighting Pokemon, while you are someone who needs to be close within range to execute your combos, you still need a little bit of distance to set your combos up. You cannot be right up against the opponent, you're going to get rocked. So take advantage of Ninetales if you lose the first round, and you need to distance yourself a little bit. That's what Ninetales does. Puts distance between you and the opponent. You're going to want to save that until needed, as Ninetales is going to lower your overall attack power a little bit and lower the attack power of the enemy on the field. So keep that in mind. And that's all we've got today. Thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Redonk56. Be sure to follow our website at Redonk Gaming on Twitter. And please stop by the website and subscribe to the channel as well. Till next time, guys.